All right, guys. So here is the day 2 wrap up. Basically, super chill day.
Kind of.
I mean, majority
the
of the day.
beginning of the day.
The majority of the day.
Yeah.
Was pretty chill. Had some UTM rounds that we could go through.
Yep.
Do a little bit of building clearing kind of thing.
Yep, that's how it started. First battle of the day. Kind of like room clearing.
It was more like hide and seek.
Yeah, it was fast paced. Like if you've taken our building clearing class, this was not that.
No.
It was a timed run through a course to see how many bad guys you could see as you went by them. How close you were to them when you finally saw them, all of that kind of stuff. How long they saw you before you saw them. None of that mattered. But it was an interesting thing. I think as I reflect on it, there's more value to it than I gave it credit for in the beginning. In terms of trying to process that speed, at that speed, process the information that you have.
After that, and that was at like what?
7:30.
Like 7:30 or something.
Yeah.
And then so then we move on. Our next thing that we had to do was the obstacle course. Obstacle course really was jumping over a few things and crawling under a few things.
Yeah.
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 I think the goal was to be under a minute.
Okay.
And I know you were at 50 something. Yeah, I know, right? You were at 50 something, like 50 flats.
Yeah.
Point whatever. I got 52. But that was fun.
Dude, so you went probably 15 minutes before I did. That morning, we were tight. I was tight.
Yeah,
I was toit like a toiger. During the building clearing piece, like when I finished that, I was kind of like, I might have to sit out today. Like, I'm not gonna, I would not like to blow my Achilles. My calves are barking, my thighs are sore, but like I may be pushing past what's smart on my, like especially my left Achilles tendon. So after that, I went like full recovery mode. I stretched for about, what, an hour before running that obstacle course. I think that was a smart move.
No sense in pushing yourself past to the point of injury.
Right.
You know, so, but yeah, so that was, I mean, we probably didn't do that until like 9:30. We had pretty much the rest of the day to wait for the rest of the groups to go through, because both of those things were like the building clearing thing or building clearing, the hide and seek, a minute and a half. Like I did mine in like 92 seconds, under a minute for the obstacle course. And then the thing that was taking actual amount of time was a 24-minute three-part exercise at a separate part of the range. The way that one worked, bag carry down, grab some magazines, bag carried back.
To the firing line.
To the firing line. Shoot 12 from your rifle, shoot 12 from your pistol, one-handed while holding a 60-pound bag. 60-pound bag in your offhand, or they said you could actually shoot offhanded and swap to the right. All that good stuff. So you had 12 minutes for all of that. I found my rhythm. I felt really good about the last thing we did.
Did you mention the rifle shooting?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, off the tank trap.
Off the tank. I didn't say off of a tank trap. I had to change positions each time, so we had 4 shooting positions on the tank trap. But you had 12 minutes to complete all that. You had 4 rifle and 4 pistol magazines you had to get through. No penalty for misses other than you didn't get a point. You know, so all they were doing were counting hits.
Basically, the first part had shooting in it. The parts 2 and 3 were just straight work, as they call it. And it was work. So there was a bar, had to be 5 foot off the ground, right?
The high one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
So at least 5 feet off the ground. A 60-pound sandbag, long sandbag. You have to get that bag up and over the bar some way. I was doing the grab it in the middle, heave it over my shoulder. I didn't have any come back down on me, so I was able to get it up every time I needed to. And once that happens, it's now on the other side. You climb your body up over that top piece, land on the ground somehow, then throw it back. There was a like 2x6 that was about 2 feet off of the ground. So you throw it through that window and then hurdle over the window or through the window, then slide the bag under that 2x6, and then get your body under that 2x6, and just continue that pattern for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
That one literally deflated me. As I was on the top, like I tried doing the swing over thing, and I wasn't gonna have enough leg length to be able to stand up or put my feet onto that board. A lot of the competitors were doing that. They would swing up and get their feet on the board so that they could land softly. So I was basically sitting at the top of this 6-foot thing and just kind of like jump off, would land on the ground, and no matter what I was trying to do, exhale or inhale as I jumped, like every time I hit the ground, it felt like I got the wind knocked out of me.
Yep.
And there's a sled. I didn't even look to see how much weight was on that.
I didn't either. What, like 200, 250?
Somewhere in that range. No, I think they said it was 110 pounds.
Most likely. That seemed to be their weight for intermediate stuff.
So
or not, for the tactical division stuff.
So 110 pound sled. They had a tow strap hooked to it. We had to kind of pregame some strategy on that. Obviously, you're taller. We were talking about wanting some kind of angle and not pulling it at the full length.
Right.
Because you have to move that sled past the line. So the closer the sled is to you, the less you have to go in terms of distance pulling it. It got me.
It got you, yeah.
We each have a judge following us with a clicker to count our points. I heard Joey telling his judge, "It's cool, all I gotta do is keep up with that motherfucker," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh yeah? Keep up with this," and like went to go like downshift, like get RPM up and fucking like I'm gonna hit the nitrous, and like that thought crossed my mind, and I'm like, here I go, I'm gonna just demoralize him on this run, you know what I mean? And I was just like, there was nothing left for it, so I couldn't turn the fucking sled around at one point, and I was like, that's it. Like,
yeah, I mean it was tough. At 24 minutes straight, like, so the first part you get a break to shoot, you know, but you are still doing work in that first 12 minutes. But then to jump right into the 6 minutes of the bag toss into the sled pull. So my judge was like, look, man, like all you gotta do is walk after this. You're just gonna walk and get some points. And so I found my rhythm in this whole thing. I felt pretty good about. I wrapped up the shooting part with just like a minute left, just enough time to, or a minute 30 left, just enough time to stow my gear, drop it off, catch my breath before the sandbags. And I tried going like hard on the sandbags. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to keep that up. So I just slowed it down and focused on keeping a rhythm that I knew I could keep. I struggled with the strap coming up. Adam saved my life by being like, hey, just hook it through that carabiner that's on there. So after that, I mean, I was just schmoovin', and as soon as they called a minute left, that's when I was like, all right, this is where I'm gonna earn those extra points, and just...
Yeah, at that point, my judge was like, there's a minute left, you had 30 seconds rest, like, get up, you got this. I just looked at him, I was like, dude, there's no way I would've went to a knee if I had anything left to give this one. I was just pulling up my whoop stats. You're pushing yourself. You're pushing yourself. Yeah, over 200 for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, and that was the sled pull. Like, yeah, that's, you're redlining.
Yeah.
Remember, your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.